Welcome back to Edge of Eternity. Today we're going to be continuing our Let's Play that we started last time. Had a little bit of technical difficulty. You can go back and see the video where I failed to make a Let's Play. But episode 1 started and we had some fun. We got introduced to our characters. You see the two of them here on the screen now. We got introduced to the systems, and just in case you're now joining us, this is a game that I am doing a blind run on. I've tried to stay away from as much media as possible. I looked at the overall review ratings, I looked at some of the art. I got very excited. I talk a lot more in depth about that in the past two videos, so if you're interested in hearing why I'm excited, then go ahead and check those videos out. Also, if you like what you see and want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be caught up every time we release another one of these. Alright, and so we're going to go ahead and continue. Here we get our lovely loading screens. Oh, and it looks like we may have some more trouble loading. No, maybe. Ah, loading icon is a good thing. It's just taking a moment. And here we go. And so, I got some feedback, and ultimately, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys read the tutorials as they pop up. Now, I'm still going to react to them, but as they pop up, if you wanted to take a look at them, go ahead and pause the screen to make sure that you can read all of them. That way you're familiar with them as well. I'll give some brief commentary on them so we can keep the flow of the game heading forward. We have a treasure chest over here. Interact. Yellow gemstone smooth +2. Alright, and so this is for Celine. Now, hit the tab button, go back to our crystals, and it looks like we can equip it here. Sorry about that, folks. I had a brief cut. There was a slight distraction, but we're back. And with that, we have the yellow gemstone smooth number 2 fitting into this crystal. Now, if we X out of this and go here to these, doesn't appear I have any, so the slots are color coded. Here we're going to get an increase to magic damage by 1%, as well as all of these benefits from the yellow gemstone smooth +2. As we get more, we're going to be able to further increase our characters. We get Thunder Rift +1, or Thunder Rift 1, and so we can see there's elemental damage going on here. We're going to fight these again. Now, these are the same ones we fought last time. And I'm going to do a little experiment here. Now, I'm going to fight 2 battles in a row without going back to a save point. Last time, we saved after the battles to make sure that we could continue. And we just loaded from our most recent save. So I don't know if these save points are healing our mana and HP, or if they heal in between each battle. But we're going to go ahead and check that out. I'm going to cast this on the back creature. And here, we're just going to go ahead and click attack. And I should really get used to using the hotkeys. It takes some time to get used to. Okay. And so they like picking on Darian. Our spell goes off. Alright, they have a weakness to it. Now, to complete our test, I'll go ahead and have him do an instant lightning strike 1. Teleport and smash! Well, that's that. We're gonna go ahead and whack him. And Celine finishes him off. Darian doing a lot of damage, but Celine is the MVP for this battle, I think. So here we take a look. We have 5 stars, we have +1 level. And again, we can see our weapons leveling up here. Click here, and we see the items, Resurrects, Leather Hide. Leather Hide! So there's probably going to be some crafting. I love some good crafting, but only if it's really good. Alright. Any way to interact with that? Nope. So we're going to continue on. And another treasure chest. I think I'm going to go in and try to adjust the graphics. Alright. We're going to go up here. And apply. Okay. And maybe that was one too high right now. Some blur that's going on. Alright. And
this kind of feels like deja vu.
It does. Alright. And so I want to talk a little bit. Maybe I just haven't found the option yet, but I would like an option to interact with the battles. In Tales games, I believe, and a few others, you have an option before you encounter enemies to slash out and strike. And honestly, depending on the game, the effects can be very minimal. But there's a satisfying feeling of allowing us to strike out at our enemies. So, let's see. We've done our test. And unless these green crystals are healing us, we heal fully in between each battle. And so that makes me want to use my abilities more. I don't know if I prefer that system, but I'm going to make full advantage of it. Oh, and he's weak to that. And he heals each turn because of the crystal. And weak to thunder. Now just to show everyone the movement, just like last time, we can move into each of the hexes. So, we could accompany any hex next to him, but not the hex the enemy is in fact in. And that means we don't have access to that same healing crystal that our excuse me, that our opponents do. Alright. And so I'm going to cast Fireball, because I like a good Fireball. Slash! Really need to get over being hesitant to use my powers, especially when they're weak. So, resistant to fire. Let's go ahead and finish you off with something you're weak to, our Lightning Strike. 2 hits and death. So Darian finishes up there. And the weapons level up. We get a new potion. I'm reading the text. Okay, so our weapons level up, they get new stats, and we can unlock new crystal paths with them. And I mentioned last time that the crystal paths were like Final Fantasy X Sphere Grid. And you know what? They are in the same way that a lake is like an ocean. They're not quite as complex as that, but they are comparable to another Final Fantasy system, and that is Final Fantasy XIII's, the original 13's, own level up system. And in that you would unlock crystals in a spherical path. This one is really a mix of both. It's not as complex as 10's, it's more simplified like 13's, But it does have branching paths, which is great. And 13's was extremely linear. In fact, that is my #1 problem with Final Fantasy 13, is how linear it was. And I've talked to people about this, and they'll tell you I can go on and on about that. So I'm not. Instead, I'm going to talk about this lovely game. As we continue to... there we go. Attack these creatures. Okay. Boom and joom. Alright, one dead. Oh, and it's gonna go heal, but let's go ahead and Thunder Rift it. And it perishes. So it is worth it to take the extra time to cast the spells. Alright, another 5-star. Get more potions. Area opens up quite a bit. Treasure chest over here. And a waterfall over there. Okay, give MP to an ally. Alright. Not noticing any jumping. And does that mean I can't go into the water? Now, not jumping is very, very common for this type of game, but some games are getting away from that. Alright, let's kill these Okos, because there's a treasure chest over there.
We have no quarrel with you. Please go.
Alright. Okay. Let's check out our movement options. Oh, I did not mean to do that. No, it's terrible. Thunder Rift. Not quite enough to finish him. Let's go ahead and move back. So due to my error, they're going to take extra turns. Part of the problem with healing in between each battle is that the consequences for each battle are less, but the blows can be bigger, and so it can create its own tense moments, its own battles that are hit and miss, so to speak. And so with that, I'm still trying to decide how I like this system. I will say it flows pretty well. It's nice to look at it. It's still very traditional, which is not a bad thing. Especially since the powers are set by the crystals, so I'm assuming everything is highly customizable. Alright. Leather boots, armor, with +1 to magic. So that's going to go on Celine. Okay, so we go to equipment. And we click on Celine. And can she not equip those? Boots. Okay, let's click on Darian. Leather boots, she cannot equip leather boots. Given the time frame, if she can't wear leather boots, I wonder what kind of boots she can wear. And I know that's just a technicality, but it's fun to poke at these little things every once in a while. Okay, another Oko.
Won't back down.
All right. And we're gonna thunder this thing quite literally to death. Zap! Okay. Striking its weakness. We win! Leather hide and potion. I wonder when we're going to learn about the crafting, or if there even is crafting. I suppose it's plausible to believe that it might be turn-in items. Okay. So here we have a bridge. And a glowing sphere. And a cutscene.
The bridge is down. No way to cross. Well, I should be able to make a makeshift bridge with one of the trees.
That is going to take forever.
Have a better idea?
Let me check it out.
Alright, so Selena is going to come
These
to
are
the
old
rescue
military
again.
Devices, Celine. Abandoned a few decades ago. They're no good anymore.
They were powered by crystals, weren't they? If left alone for a few years, even depleted crystals can recover a little bit of energy. Let me try to tap into it.
Alright, so it wants us to go ahead and work on movement. I'm not sure that I understand. Alright. So this appears to be a puzzle. Okay. So it's teaching us to form switches. And is it still good? It is. Alright, now that's really neat. You got us through on a puzzle game. I am not the best at puzzles. I admit I am somewhat nervous. And I will not be the best. Let's see. So we got another Thunderlift crystal. Okay. Probably should not have done that. Do I want to remove the crystal? Yes. And it's there. So nowhere near as good. I may as well give it to Darian. Alright. Shining Shard. +1 magic. Not all that exciting. Let's go ahead and save. And we will continue. Pursuing Celine's master. And here we have Cractus. Cractus, do not flee. I must defeat you.
I long
So,
to use the force this way.
we don't know what they're weak to. We're going to test it out. And I kind of wish I knew what these symbols meant, but look, I bet that it's charging up for something. I am going to go ahead and cast over here on that one. Alright, so it has affected our entire hex. By remaining on our hex, I imagine something unpleasant will happen. So go ahead and move.
I will commend your soul.
And cast fire. Alright, so Celine is weak to thunder. For whatever reason. Lightning! Oh, and they're resistant to that. So we have our first battle that is not completely on our side. And notice the save point before this battle started. Okay. So I am actually going to use a potion on Celine. Her health is getting low. And they're weak or excuse me, they're resistant to lightning. I'm going to continue focusing on one until we take it down. Except for I focused on the wrong one. That one looks like it's more hurt. And would probably have died had I done the correct move. But I didn't. So it's resistant to fire, but it applied the burn. Oh, of course it does that. And I am cornered. So I've made several mistakes. Several mistakes. And that's okay. I should probably use a potion on Darien. Yeah. Oh. I don't have a potion.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. And I am going to attempt to flee because I made some mistakes. We failed to flee and I died. Wow. There are deaths that you earn. And then there are deaths because you are just silly. So I have been just silly. And that was fun. That was me being careless because I thought this game was easier than it was. But I run up against a creature who's resistant to both of my elements. I've been using Selene as my power hitter. And I would like to try that again. Okay, let's see if we can get them away from that crystal.
I won't back down.
Okay. So he has the potions. And she has the mana. That's interesting. Alright, and you'll notice there are only 2 this time. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my attack. Nice strong attack. And you know what, we're going to see if we can do quite a bit of damage with the spell, even if there's resistance. Focusing on the one until it dies, and will it die? Yes! So we've eliminated one source. Okay, so it's telling us to interrupt the attacks, or interrupt the spells with attacks. Good to know. Alright. Oh, but I didn't have any time to cast, or to interrupt that. Okay. So, when I said interacting with the battles, this game appears to interact in a different way than slashing, and that's wonderful, honestly. You'll notice that by drawing them back to this crystal and having them engage me while I was closer to this crystal, I started out in the crystal zone. Leatherhide. And I'll be honest, I wasn't quite clear what the crystal did, but I seemed to do more damage. So by picking where we fight,
Won't back down.
here, red crystal enhancing the attributes of the entities occupying the same nexus. So, I'm enhanced. I've chosen my battleground. I take back what I said. This is so much better than starting a battle through a fight. This is following Sun Tzu's way in that we pick the battleground, and if we let our enemies pick the battleground, they will have the advantage. And yes, it's so basic and goes back to Sun Tzu, but it can be attributed to any other battle that has been tactically planned out before. Real-time strategy gamers, even chess players who have such a limited field will also agree. And it's so basic that I am amazed it hasn't been used before in the games I've played. And it has in strategy games and a lot of the games. But RPGs, this is really neat. So I will stop talking about that for a moment. Let's see. Rule of RPG. Never go the way that they want you to until you've explored everything. Okay. So, crack the cub. Any crystals around? This small glowing thing might not be a crystal, but I'll stand by it.
I loathe to use the force this way.
Alright, just decoration. But at least the decoration is matching up. Alright. Oh, and it's the resistant. Oh well. Oh, and it's too far away to affect. I do more damage and apply a debuff with my fireball spell. I am going to go ahead and move so that I can hit everything. Oh, the debuff was not applied. Okay. Use my potion. I'm going to use my ability, not to do a lot of damage, but to try to interrupt this. Zap! Zap! And the spell is interrupted. Very nice. One is down. We're going to do the same thing over here. Zap! And zap! And the spell is interrupted. Very nice. Very, very nice. Not enough MP, but that's okay. I did what I wanted to do. Slash. Okay, that one's down. She's being targeted. Okay, and the debuff has been removed. It's no longer stunned. I believe that's what it was. Okay, and I'm actually going to move you out of the way here. And we take down the cub. Nice work. Alright, Darian and Celine. Let's see how poorly we did. Well, still 4 stars. And Justice and Dawn Shard's staff are on their way to level up. So I am going to go into my items. Okay. So she has ethers. He has potions. He will also have antidotes. Alright. I'm not the biggest fan of... Oh, and there is a bug. Okay. So, this is actually an interesting bug because it provides proof to us that the game uses the field for battle. Okay. So, remember how Celine, we'll get her back over there, was being targeted? Now, it looks like these are staying in place. So, what's this? Looks like a magical ballista. Okay. Okay. More Cubs. I'm not sure I really want to fight you guys. Let's see what happens if I lead you over here. We'll fight you.
End this quickly.
And it didn't give us a warning, so probably nothing. Alright. I want to take out the Cubs first. Alright, who's targeting that? Or maybe it was Celine who was targeting them. But anyways, I will try to interrupt you.
Take this.
Did not work. I wonder if the lock sign means it can't be interrupted. I bet you that's what it means. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and move over here. And Celine will do the same when it's her turn. Ouch! Okay. Double ouch. So we'll use our potion. So our swordsman is our primary healer. Ouch. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and move her back a little bit more. She has no gear. Alright, he's resistant to fire. Okay. Let's rid ourselves of a source of damage.
Take this.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure that the lock means... Oh, really? Okay, one source of damage is gone. And I'm actually going to leave him here and apply my last in-combat potion to him. Alright. Okay, so they can only be interrupted. I could have waited, I suppose. They can only be interrupted.
A prayer for your wayward soul.
A short time after the spell begins. Alright, I'm going to be in trouble again, but that's okay. Celine is a square away and has a Resurrects. So this game's difficulty got switched up.
I will commend your soul to the gods.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use this because I think even with the resistance, the 2 hits do more damage. So about 70 damage. And Celine's going to cast one final spell, and we're gonna test out 70 versus 70. So I mean, it does 2 hits, which I think had an effect on canceling the abilities that it did once. So right now, I have Justice and I have Dawn Shard Staff at their maximum level 8 of 8. I assume that we'll find better weapons, or have further ways to upgrade these, or both. Probably the first option. Darian and Celine have also gained levels. Replenish our potion supply. Okay. So the first part, as I explained in the first video, held our hands. This one, either I am making some incredibly stupid decisions and not being fully aware, which is a very good possibility.
Another of those contraptions. Do you feel like performing
Or the
one more miracle,
difficulties.
Celine?
Do the Anzid ask for permission? before soaring up into the sky.
I hate it when you answer a question with a question.
Alright, let's go work our magic on this puzzle. Okay, interact. I could have used a better animation than the combat animation. So here it looks like we have our timed response. So Z, I cannot move there. I cannot move there. Okay. Gonna move there. Attack this. Nope. What happens if I use an ability on these? Just gonna have you wait. Okay. No change. Oh, very, very slight change.
I will commend your soul to the gods.
Did the attacking do nothing? All right. I just hope I don't use all my mana and end up having to fight a creature once this gate opens. Okay. All right. Trying to even this out. So is the goal just to cause damage to it? Okay. Oh! Isn't that good to know? Some graphical glitching going on over there. Okay. So I should have just cast fire on it. And let it burn. Silly me. Okay. We are ready to proceed. More treasure chests. A new fire shard for Celine.
Onzud. Why does that name ring a bell?
It was a race of gigantic birds. They used to attack the Arcalites' airships, so the Arcalites, they...
Right. They killed them all. I remember now.
Little solemn moment here to remind us of the story, or at least what's going on in the background. Right now, we are deserting from a war against these invaders who don't like to be told no. And so we just had a solemn moment to remind us that our enemies are killers, and that we are the supposed good guys. Now, not everything is always as it seems, but it's a great way to start getting our points of view involved. Okay. So I got another crystal for Celine. Oh, can change the leader there. And Celine, our MVP. Alright. So, we have another path active. And that is blocking this. Slot unavailable, another path active. This would increase our magic damage by 10%. Right now, we have a red crystal. And the only red crystal available to us is this. So let's take a look. We are going to move them. Was there a better way of... Okay. So the +1 incantation speed is incredibly tempting, and it's also combined with the ability to hit all enemies on a specific nexus rather than a single one. I'm going to go with that. Now, I cannot... Oh, when I de-equip that... Okay. Oh! Okay. So, I bet you this path is going to lock off as soon as I slot this. And indeed it has. So, when it says it locks or unlocks new paths, ultimately if I had a ton of crystals, I could go whoop, or zoop. But by going this path, I have two really good abilities. But only 3 slots. So, the yellow Gemstone Smooth +2 by far adds the most stats. By far. It is the best thing for me to equip right now. Okay. And just making sure that I have my crystals equipped. Yep, the only one I don't have equipped is a red one. But I could equip that with him. It would provide +1 magic, which I'm not really sure he uses. He might use it for his ability. So we have our tutorials here. And I'm looking for anything that might tell me whether he uses the magic stat, but I'm just not seeing it. We have this special. This is neat. I'm not going to get too much into here. Indeed, here is our crafting. Oh. And we can merge crystals. Interesting. I kind of want to test this out. So, because that's not really of use to him. Oops. Craft crystal. Add a crystal. Let's do that. 0% chance to get a better crystal. And that. Alright. Shining Shard. Armor. Firelift 1. Same level. I am not the happiest with that, but that's a good way to get new crystals. And the reason I'm not happiest is I was really digging the earth. But that's okay. So I have my Firelift. Huh, I thought it gave me +5 MP. Oh well. That's just fine. Maybe. I'm not happy. But that is why we do this, to learn. Okay. So now that I am incredibly depressed with my choices, I see no other reason but to go on. Here to our save point. Now this is interesting. We have 2 crystals to choose from. We don't want them to end up on the red one, because I don't want to deal with them. These Dunrear. Ah, no!
Let's end this quick.
They're faster than I thought. Alright. Z. Move on to this crystal. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. And it's late. But we're going to go ahead and... Oh, but they were weak to lightning, weren't they? Should have cast lightning with her. That's okay. I think this will do it. Nope, they're resistant. Oh, I like this crystal setup. I'm going to tell you, this idea is really fun. To implement such a strategy element into an RPG. An RPG that I most certainly would not classify as a strategy RPG, but it is very neat. Okay. Level 8. We need to get to level 9, and we're halfway there. Okay. So, moving here, we have multiple treasure chests, which I will get. Potion. A blue gemstone that will give Celine Ice Rift. And it is a very nice gemstone too. Oh, green for heals. That is most necessary. Okay. We can go this path, insert our green. She gets a healing spell. And put this one. You should get +5 attack, +4 magic defense, +5 haste. And the path will give her plus physical damage by 3%. But overall, very happy with that choice. If we had kept our red one, we could have gone down this path, which would have increased her defense and then increased her magic. Mystery of power. I am really liking this. Okay. So here we are. Let's go ahead and save our game. Okay. And I think that is where I'm going to call it now. Not a lot of progress made, and I definitely want to get a longer episode out for this Let's Play, because I'm having quite a bit of fun for it. Really, I think that's going to be something that I'm going to have to do on one of my weekends. And so this is probably going to have another episode coming up soon if this works out. For now, go ahead and tell me what you liked, what you disliked. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.